All right, we're going to move on to the next story. And the title is My 24 female best friend, 23 female, is doing something I don't agree with in regards to her ex boyfriend. Do I need to say something to the ex? I have a best friend, Kimberly, that I've known since preschool, inseparable ever since. She's like the sister I've never had, etc. You get the picture. Anyways, Kimberly has had a few boyfriends over the years, but her first serious one, first love, was Kyle. They met senior year in college. They were nutso crazy about each other. I became friends with Kyle by association. He's a pretty good dude, and I liked him for my friend. They were together for almost 2 years when Kimberly broke up with him. It wasn't over anything scandalous or terrible, it was just basic but insurmountable incompatibility. One wants kids, the other is child free, and they both have very different sex drives. Even though Kimberly initiated the breakup, she was absolutely crushed and devastated. She had wanted to marry Kyle and he wanted to marry her, but realized it would never work in the long run and better to end it now than drag it out for years or get married and then get divorced. I was proud of her, but I hurt right along with her. It was just a sad and shitty situation because both of them are good people, just not right for each other. It messed her up and took her a very long time to recover from. Almost a year later, Kimberly cautiously decided to go on a date with the guy she met at her rock climbing gym. They hit it off, sparks flew, and they have now been dating almost 3 months. I'm very happy for my friend. I haven't met her new boyfriend yet, but he seems to be very good for her. It's the first time since the breakup that I've seen her truly happy and smiling again, and I thought at last she was finally over Kyle. Until 3 days ago, we were having a girls' night, drinking wine, watching horrible chick flicks, playing Mario Kart, and having lots of girl talk. And she mentions, after a couple of glasses, how even though she is super happy with her new boyfriend, she just can't stop logging into Kyle's Facebook account. I was like, what are you talking about? Kimberly says she still has Kyle's Facebook password and she's been logging into his Facebook. I can't remember if they blocked each other or just unfriended each other after the breakup. For a year, and sometimes she sees what he's up to. I immediately told her what she's doing is super shady and creepy, for one, and two, is kind of disloyal to her current boyfriend. Kimberly kind of got defensive and said that she didn't agree, that it's harmless, and she just wanted to see what's going on with Kyle sometimes without having to talk to him directly. She also said that in the beginning, she was logging in way too much, almost daily. But over time, she slowly scaled back, and ever since she met her boyfriend, she only logs in a few times a month. I told her it's still wrong and she needs to stop now. How would she feel if her boyfriend was logging in to his ex's social media? How would she feel if Kyle was logging into hers? She got flippant and said she wouldn't care. And speaking of which, why did I care so much? Maybe I should mind my own business. Night was kind of ruined after that, and because Kimberly had been drinking, I told her she could crash on my couch, but I was going to bed. She left in the morning. So here it is, 3 days later, and I'm wondering what to do. I'm actually still friends with Kyle on Facebook, and I've been thinking about sending him a PM saying something about this. I haven't really figured out the right words, though. On the other hand, I feel disloyal to Kimberly for going behind her back and talking to her ex and ratting her out. Plus, I'm worried that Kyle will rat me out to Kimberly and our friendship will be jeopardized. It's the last thing I want, or that Kyle will be weirded out by me or not believe me. We haven't really talked since the breakup, just the occasional like on some of each other's statuses and pics. I'm wondering if this is really even any of my business and if I should just stay out of it altogether, and then I'm completely out of line to say anything. Okay. Obviously, not good. She is definitely being a little bit creepy, and no, like that's kind of stalkerish as well. Definitely don't be don't log into your ex's Facebook account and check how about just refriend him on Facebook if you want to see what he's up to. It's not that big of a deal. If you really want to look at his Facebook and see what he's up to sometimes, I get it. I get wanting to check it. Even if you don't have feelings for someone, sometimes you just want to look at your what they're doing or what they're up to now. It makes sense. I mean, I even sometimes check on people that I hate, if that I hated in high school, just to see what they're up to. I'm like, what are these people doing now? I don't know. I feel like it's human nature to be curious about that, but definitely not good to be logging in. And then this is where my hot take comes in because I know that a lot of people are going to be like, absolutely not. I wouldn't be telling him, especially if this is your best friend since preschool. I think you can talk to her a little bit more, especially when you guys are sober. It seems like she probably was defensive because she was drunk, number one, and also because she just came out, like, not came out to you, but told you something in secrecy, which clearly you have the right to have that opinion about it, and you have the right to tell her what you think. But I think you guys should have a conversation sitting down when you guys are sober, and you need to, like, talk to her about why this is wrong and how she should stop doing this. I don't know how you're going to, like, guarantee that she stops doing it, but I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't do that. If it was my best friend that wouldn't even come to my mind, to be honest with you. And maybe that's bad. Maybe that is really makes me a bad person. But my best friend, even since, like, I've been best friends with my best friend since 6th grade, even her, I wouldn't tell. That wouldn't even come to my mind. I would just be like, girl, first of all, that's very unhealthy for you. And second of all, that is an invasion of his privacy. And you don't even talk to this man anymore. You don't even know this man anymore. So I think it's time to give up the password. And I would be like, here, tell me his password. And I'm going to, I don't know, I would do something about it. Maybe I would, like, change the password so then he would have to change the password or something. I would try to look something up. But sorry, I'm not ratting out my best friend since childhood. Sorry. And you can be mad at me all you want, and you can say, that's not good. You're not a good person. Okay, sorry. I love my best friend. This person said if you message him, it's very likely that she could intercept the message or delete it, and then things will be fucked between you guys anyway. If I were you, I would sit her down again and try, while you're both sober, to convince her that what she's doing is wrong and that she should stop. Beyond that, there's nothing else you can do besides consider that your friend is actually a shitty person and reevaluate the friendship. But the thing is like, with the situation, I feel like that doesn't determine if you're a shitty person, in my eyes. Something that you do, and of course, yes, this is like a repetitive thing that she's been doing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that, like, oh, this one thing that you do wrong makes your whole being a bad person. Because I just don't agree with that. Like, inherently, I don't think she's just, like, a bad person. She's a shitty person. She's doing a shitty thing, yes, but I'm sure you've done shitty things too. And I'm sure you've done shitty things more than once. We all have, so let's not act like we're perfect. OP said, that's true. I didn't think about it like that. I think I still have his number somewhere. It's just buried deep since we don't talk anymore. I'll see if he's in my contacts or in WhatsApp. I think I will. Both of us had been drinking and emotions were a bit high. I probably could have used more tact in my approach. I kind of just blurted out what I was thinking and may have come across as harsh or judgmental, which probably wasn't productive. I'll shoot her a text and try to have her over for coffee instead of wine and talk about it. Period. You should. This person said just give Kyle a heads up to log out of all sessions and to change his password, anonymously or not. And yeah, you really should consider being friends with this girl. I mean, this is a huge invasion of privacy. Your friend has serious issues. What she's doing isn't fair towards Kyle, nor towards her current boyfriend. I just think it's crazy because people just act so holier than thou sometimes. And I know maybe I'm being hypocritical, okay? Because people will be like, wow, I can't. In the first story, you were like this, and then this story, it's this things that you say are so contradictory. Yeah, sure, I do probably say contradictory things sometimes. I don't know why, but I think I'm just a human being. So this is how I feel about this situation. And I just feel like a 20 plus year friendship is not worth completely throwing away because of this one thing that she's doing that you don't agree with. And that doesn't mean to just, like, enable her behavior and be like, okay, it's fine, just keep doing that. But I definitely think there's other ways you can go about it than throwing away the whole entire friendship. And it's just crazy. Have you never done things that you're not proud of in your life before? I don't know. Everyone's really, really upset, though, saying that people judge you for the friends you keep, and what your friend is doing extremely fucked up. I mean, you've seen how she reacted to you calling her gently out on it. If she can't see that, then she's clearly in the wrong. What are you going to do? Just ignore it? She was drunk, girl. She was drunk. Please. Like, you're stressing me out. I hope she doesn't stop being friends with her, honestly. Unless, like, she does. unless she's like, you're a bitch and I hate you and you're a see you next Tuesday. Like, I don't know. I just don't think this is enough to end a whole ass, like, 20 plus year friendship that otherwise has been a great friendship. But there's an update, and this is 2 days later. Even though my post didn't get a lot of attention, I wanted to post an update for those curious and for those who were kind enough to share their opinion. So I decided I was going to talk to Kimberly first, sober, before I did anything. I did actually end up finding Kyle's number as a last resort backup in case Kimberly decided that there was no way she would stop. So Kimberly and I have not talked much since the incident. Very awkward and stiff. So I texted her, "Hey girl, I miss you. I got this awesome new coffee and creamer flavor. You have to come over and try it." She jumped on it and I had her over. Once we got settled with our coffee, I took the plunge and started by apologizing for coming across as abrupt and judgmental the last time we talked. She seemed really embarrassed and sad and apologized for getting an attitude with me. But I also said, with that being said, while I am sorry about the tone that I took, I wasn't sorry about saying what I said. She was just really quiet and looking at the floor. I told her I loved her to pieces and I wanted what was best for her, and that good friends don't enable. They call each other out if they're doing something wrong. And what she was doing was really messed up, and that I was going to give her one chance, just one, to put a stop to it. So if she did not message Kyle telling him to change his passwords, I would do it for him. For her. At first, she got really upset with me and started to get angry and rage, but I told her there was a reason she told me her secret because deep down, she knows what she's doing is wrong, and I think she was asking for help but just didn't know how to because she can't stop. She just started crying and crying and crying. She said she was so sick of pining for Kyle. She was still in love with him. She couldn't stop thinking about him, wishing for him, even though she knew they were not meant to be. She just wanted to stop having these feelings. That her boyfriend helped numb the pain a bit or distracted her for it, but it always came back. And she logged in just to be near him again, to see if he was happy, if he missed her at all, etc. She knew it was really bad, but I was right and she couldn't stop. I just let her cry it out, and then I told her if she wanted to make an anon account or text him from an anon number, she could. Or if she wanted me to take care of it altogether, I would. She said no. She was mortified and felt horrible, but she wanted to. But could I please help her and be with her as she did it? So she sent Kyle the following message, helped worded by me. "Hey Kyle, sorry to bother you. I just realized I haven't really updated our passwords to our social media stuff since last year and thought it might be a good idea to change them for myself and that you might want to as well." Basically, so she didn't have to come right out and say it, but Kyle would have to be a moron to not pick up on what she was really trying to say. He texted back within 20 minutes. "Hey there, duly noted. Thanks for the heads up." I then told her to delete the text and block the number. I took her out shopping, and while walking, I said there's no shame in seeing a therapist to help her with her grief, and it could help give her the start to the relief that she wants from hurting over Kyle, and I offered to help her schedule an appointment. Long story short, we found a sliding scale therapist through our alma mater, and she has an appointment next week. That night, just to see if Kyle got the hint, I sat with her as she attempted to log into his account to see if he took the hint. The password didn't work. She cried hard but said that it was for the best and thanked me for helping her. Anyways, that pretty much sums it up. I'm going to be there for my friend and be a soundboard and support as she starts the process of her grief. I'm really happy that we both solved the Facebook crap and she has an appointment with a professional to get help started on things. Per my advice, she's going to take things one day at a time with the new boyfriend and just enjoy him in the moments that she has with him. If she finds herself using him as purely a coping mechanism, becoming codependent, or she assesses in 2 to 3 months that she doesn't feel in love with him or that she's not over Kyle, she will let him go and give herself time being single, trying a new hobby, and keeping up with a therapist. Thanks again for everyone who helped. Yeah, love that. See, that's what I was like, I knew that was going to happen. I just knew that if she talked to her in the daylight while sober, she would get through to her and like genuinely just be there to help her make better decisions. And I think that that is what she needed. And obviously, like, yeah, is that a shitty thing for her to do? Yes, and it doesn't excuse anything, but she clearly is having a very hard time and she knew that it was a shitty thing to do. And I don't think that makes her a shitty person all around. So, I don't know. I'm glad that they got that figured out though, honestly. And she didn't even have to like really say, hey, I've been checking your Facebook for the past year, change your password. She kind of just like texted him a nice little text and he understood the assignment. The top comment says, OP is a good friend. And then someone responded genuinely, and I'm happy their relationship was solid enough for her friend to see it. Like, y'all do know how many friendships end after that crash, and no one is better for it. It's nice when friends can stick when shit is tough. And that's why she has that long of a friendship, because they've probably been through a lot together and they've probably both made mistakes here and there and done things that they're not proud of, just as every person has. And she could admit to that. She could admit that it was a bad decision and she knew she was doing the wrong thing. And I'm glad she didn't just take what she said while she was wasted at face value and just be like, oh, she's a terrible person. That defines her whole being as a person, even though I've known this girl for 20 plus years and I know that she's not a bad person. But this person said sometimes people need someone who loves them enough to say, hey, you're ruining everything rather than just walk away. Such honesty is rare. And people were telling OP to leave the friendship. Like, no, if you're real friends, you recognize it for the call for help that it is and try to help them sort through it, even if it risks sounding like an asshole. Glad OP was able to actually help her friend. This person said, yeah, I'm always shaking my head at people on Reddit who tell posters to ditch people over stuff like this. It's not like she committed a hate crime or attended a neo-Nazi rally. She made one mistake and overstepped a boundary out of grief. So nice for those posters, and I'm sure many, many friends who are perfect and have never done anything bad in their lives ever. Angels among us, lowly mortals. Period. That's literally how I feel. It's like they act like they're the perfect people and they've never made any mistakes. I would love to take a look into your life and into your past and see the mistakes that you have made, because no one can genuinely say without a doubt that they've never made a mistake or that they've never done anything that they're not proud of. And obviously when it's like, yeah, exactly like this person said, if she did a hate crime, okay. Yeah. If she was a literal, like if she was a member of a hate group, yes, obviously. Sorry, that's a different story. But that is just like completely different. I think that just says why their friendship has lasted so long. And I love that for them. But this person said, well, shit. I can't think of anything I would have advised OP to do differently. She handled that absolutely beautiful, and it sounds like the friendship not only survived, but maybe even got stronger. That whole, I think you told me because you knew deep down it's wrong, was absolutely perfect. Nothing accusatory, nothing to make her super defensive, just a friend supporting a friend. I'm still on Reddit, right? Because that did not play out like a typical Redditor update. Yeah, and people were definitely pining. I feel like it's easy to like kind of get out of reality when you're reading Reddit stories, like all of these commenters suggesting like just stop being friends with her because she's a terrible person. Those types of people, I feel like just aren't fully empathizing or realizing and like humanizing these people. And sometimes I think I probably do the same. I'm sure. Like sometimes reading something on a screen and it's just text with not even like a name. It's all anonymous accounts called Willowed Wisp and DJ Cypher. Like, it can be, you have to really put yourself in the moment and be like, okay, these are real people. Obviously there's fake stories here and there, of course. But yeah, this is a real person. This is a real friendship that has lasted. Like, what would I really do if this person was really close to me and came to me for advice with their best friend of 20 plus years? That's basically family to them. What would I really say? Because that is like a personified person. So yeah, and you don't know these people, so obviously it's like so easy to just be like, and same with like the dumping people. That's why sometimes I'm like, I know this is way easier said than done, but like dump them. But I also at the same time I'm like, I know it's just not that easy. There's so much more that goes into it. And even if it's a really terrible situation, would I recommend you dump them? Would your life be 100% better? Yes. But I also understand that there's so much that goes into that. And it's hard. It's really hard. Life is hard sometimes. And that's just how it is. My running shoes just got delivered. I'm really excited. I got the Asics Super Blast 3. They're brand new. Like, they just came out. And I know, I just started running, okay? It's only been about, I don't know, what I say, like a month now since I've started running. I've done like 10 or 11 runs now. But my shoes were so bad and they had like a nail in them. So I rewarded myself with these shoes. I actually haven't bought new tennis shoes since 2021. So I was like, okay, I think I got enough use out of these tennis shoes, right? And they were on clouds, like they were nice, but they were definitely should be replaced way long ago, especially if I'm going to run. That's like a different story. But I'm really excited to go on a run with these new shoes. So I'm going to eat and then I'm going to go on a run. And then after that, I'm going to finish all my work for the day. But I'm thinking maybe I should wait. Maybe I should finish my work for the day and then go on a run later because it is going to be fucking hotter than Satan's asshole. It's 12:53 p.m., but we'll see. We'll see. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Bye. You can watch full episodes at youtube.com/jamie.nelson98 on my main channel. Thanks for watching.